Hello everyone. Hope you're all having a relaxed and happy Sunday morning, day, evening, or maybe night. Hi Tia. Hi Eva. Hello Lamantisi Temple. Tia, just a quick response to your comment there. We actually had snow today. We've actually had snow throughout the whole day, coming and going, so I feel with you. Yes. I think we'll go straight into the healing. So if you would please make yourself comfortable. You can sit or lie down, whatever is more comfortable to you. And then just take a couple of deep breaths and allow your body to slow down for a little bit. I'm going to start a little bit of music here in the background, or some nature sounds, so let's make sure that it's not too loud for you. So hopefully you can hear some of the nature sounds. If it's too loud, please let me know. Okay, so again, just be as comfortable as you can. You can close your eyes. You can leave all the baggage from the week behind. And if you want to pick that up later after the session now, then that's fine, but for the length of this session at least, let's put all the must-dos and all the things to remember, all the complaints we have on ourselves, all the pressure we put on ourselves and on the world around us. All the disappointment with our lives not really maybe turning out the way we thought they would. Or maybe simply that it's not happening the way that we think it should. So I invite you all now, if you're here and listening and joining in with me in this group today, or if you're watching this as a recording, that's also fine. This session exists in sort of a timelessness. So anytime you watch this, you can connect to the energy. So if you're here and watching this, I'm asking you to give life a little bit longer time, a little bit longer chance to happen. a little bit more trust in the path that life has and continue to guide you on, and that is your path, and that's a good path, however that looks, whatever might have happened. And also the trust in yourself, that whatever hurdles might appear on this path are there not as punishments, but more like steps. More like steps for you to take to maybe come to the answers that you feel that you're seeking. And perhaps also, if we can try to see that each of those steps, even though we might not be taking the steps, be exactly where we want to be right now, that each and every step has a very, completely beautiful nature about itself. That every step of the way has the full experience. Every step of the way has those answers. And that maybe it's not so much about taking the final absolute step or coming to the absolute moment of the journey, but that it's more about being more sensitive to every little step and to what's actually there in every moment. So I'm going to help you today. We're going to be helped by the Reiki energy, the spirit guides that are here today, that are guiding you in your life, guiding me in my life, and guiding all of us as a group and as inhabitants of this planet. So I'm not asking anything of you today, and we don't have to think about the metaphor I just mentioned, but rather just see how it plays out throughout this session. If you want, you can put your hands on your heart or put your hands together in front of your heart. And just personally for yourself, you can say a little prayer, set an intention, ask a question, or simply just say, I receive. And this energy will come to your help. Okay. I want you to remember that there is nothing that the darkness can do that the light cannot. There is nowhere that darkness can be without being lit up when the light arrives. And in that way, light is actually everywhere. We just happen sometimes to fall into the pockets of darkness, of forgetfulness, which itself is completely natural. And so the only thing we can do, or we can pray for, or we can meditate upon, is how to remember the light. there's no need to do anything with this energy you might be feeling now. You don't need to increase it or move it. Just be there, be here, be with it, be with yourself. Keep breathing, and things will start to soften, open, and release. If you feel stuck, you can bring your attention back to your breathing, which keeps on going even when you're not there. Even if you for a moment seem to black out or get lost in thought, your breathing keeps on going. This process is really like when you learn to swim as a child, and you have those inflatable puffs on your arms or around the chest, like a floating device. And being in the water, you're having fun, or maybe you get scared for a moment and you forget that you're actually floating. So in that moment, when you remember that you're supported, that you don't need to struggle, that you're just learning how to float yourself, it's a true moment of relief, knowing that nothing bad can happen. At the fundamental level, nothing bad even exists. It's all just a big pool, big swimming pool. One side is a little bit more shallow, the other side is a little deeper. Maybe one side has some waves. Maybe there's a group that are a bit more noisy and playing around, jumping around in the water. The other one is more still. But it's all really just a big pool. And whenever you need it, you can just remember that you have the support around you. And if it doesn't seem like you have a physical human support, or not as much as you would hope to, there's always spiritual beings and energies supporting you. Always. You're never left on your own. We're left to fight for yourself. Maybe if you're not aware of that level, let's not call it level, maybe you're not aware at this moment, in this moment, that you have that kind of support. Maybe you wish to be aware of that, or feel that, or know that. So maybe all it takes is some practice. Returning to natural sensitivity to the world inside the subtler levels. There are many things today that are kind of designed to take the sensitivity away. Social media, computers, entertainment, thinking too much maybe. Thinking that thinking is gonna help solve everything for you. And those things are not bad. They play their role, and everyone needs a little entertainment now and again, from time to time. What I'm saying is that if you want to feel more deeply or see more clearly, there are ways to practice that sensitivity as well, or come back to that sensitivity. And that's what we're doing here now. there is a possibility. It might even be your natural state where two opposites can be true at the same time, where your experience can have two seemingly paradoxical truths and still function. You can be seeking for more, move around, expand, and at the same time be absolutely at peace with where you are. Be completely still. That might seem like an impossible feat, but I would say that that's just because it's the mind trying to figure out how to do that. And that state is beyond the mind. But it also includes the mind. It doesn't cut the mind out. The mind can still be confused, while truth or reality is absolutely clear to you. So we accept that the mind will keep on asking, keep on trying to understand. And if I might propose something to you, which has been my path to understand, or realize, maybe we can call it, is that there is something or somewhere where the mind cannot follow. Because of that, the mind might fear what's outside of itself, what it cannot understand, what it cannot grasp. But it will only fear that for so long. Again, with the pool metaphor, You dip your toes enough times until you feel ready to get fully wet. Immerse yourself. And there is no competition of who can get in. Dive in first. That's only the mind's game. That's only in the relative world where we can be first in the race, be tallest or most beautiful, best looking, maybe I should say, smartest, richest, have the most friends. But in the ultimate reality, everyone has their own pace. They're in their own place, their own rhythm, and still everyone is perfect. Everything is perfect. The more we dip our toes into that reality, to reality, the more it softens how we are in the world also. And so we might continue trying to be rich or smart or beautiful or good looking or whatever interests we may have or activities. But it becomes less of a competition and less of a necessity and more of a natural, what has been maybe called play of life, more like a play. Something you can enjoy doing or being in, regardless if it's a sad scene or a happy scene, regardless if you have an important role, the head role or central role in the play, or if you play one of the extras, one of the people just walking by, setting the context and the setting. You're still as unique and fulfilled as any of the other actors or actresses or characters. Namaste. So that concludes the session for today. But please, if you want, stay in meditation for a while longer, for as long as you want. There's no need to rush to the next thing if you feel good now. I know it's very easy sometimes if you get an energy boost from these healings or from a meditation to want to use that to something productive. But you don't have to. Given that it's Sunday, and if you don't have to work today, or if you don't have a job, why not enjoy a little longer? To the degree that that's possible for you. This includes those of you who feel a great deal of suffering, might be longing for times when you were not suffering. But as I said before, and I think most of you, or many of you, are aware of this, that even in very troublesome times, there is goodness to be found. There is peace. Maybe that peace only comes for a very brief moment. But even if you dip your hand into the water quickly, your hand still gets wet. So what usually happens if we, which I think many of you, which I know that all of you have the potential for, to dip our hands in, even if just for a short moment, what could happen is that the mind then says, all right, that wasn't enough. And then it starts complaining about where that glimpse went, or how to get back there. And that can be really difficult. Not gonna lie. But it's important as well to recognize when you have the experience of dipping into that joy or peace or love, and that's still possible. And that in the current day and age, it's often not that we don't try hard enough, but that we try too hard. And that maybe a good thing would be to take your time to practice this, dipping into the pool for a moment, if that's all you have in the day. But when we do take that time to practice, that we don't sit and try to aim at something. But when we actually sit down, the practice is actually an undoing. It's learning how to disconnect from the activity of the mind. Or detach, not disconnect. We still want to feel it, still want to be aware. But we figure out a way to leave all of that activity alone. And we can lean back, recline, and rest. So, I want to thank you all who joined here today. I see Marie, good morning to you. Best Evanson, or best wishes. Greetings all the way to Belgium. Catherine, hello, namaste. And Teresa Nash, namaste to you. Much love to all of you. Thank you for being here. I wish you all a really beautiful Sunday and a very good next week. Much love to all of you. Hi Agneta, Karen.